Welcome to Talking Mopars, episode number 166. This is a replay of the live stream that I recorded on Saturday night with my fellow members of the Motley Crew of Mopars, Blake Andermann from Sublime Technologies, and Matt Monroe, aka BigBlock from BigBlocksGarage. It was a great conversation, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I actually admitted that I would like to Hemi swap a Corvette. Don't crucify me. I promise you that Mopars will always take precedence over that. But we had a cool idea, and I think you guys would be into it if you knew Blake, Matt, and I have this crazy idea of invading a very well-known event that is focused towards the LS engine swaps. So we thought it would be fun to sneak into the event. So hear more about that. My weird obsession with 1980 to 1982 Corvettes. And of course, we talk some Mopars. So without further ado, if you are a Mopar enthusiast, then you are in the right place. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into the best Mopar enthusiast-driven podcast on planet Earth. And I'm your host, Chris Albrecht, better known as the Mopar Hunter. And this is Talking Mopars.
You're listening to Talking Mopars with the Mopar Hunter, your direct connection to all things Mopar.
The A833 is the famed four-speed found in our beloved Mopars from 1964 until 1979. I have one in my 72 340 Roadrunner, and when it was time to get my shift together, I reached out to Pass and Performance. So, if you're rebuilding your A833, need parts for it, or if you're looking to leave it in the hands of a professional to rebuild it for you, look no further than Pass and Performance. Jamie Passon is an expert when it comes to these units, and I highly recommend heading over to passandperformance.com to get your shift together. My bad.
That's the third time in 2 weeks you have played me off.
Oh, man. Oh, I love you, Matt.
I love it, man. I am so thankful that my foresightedness brought this trio together.
Yes.
If we ever have a headquarters, I'm gonna have a picture of myself, and under it's gonna say the guy that made it happen.
The president of fun.
The president of fun and jokes.
Yeah, it's funny. Without Matt, I don't know if we ever would have combined forces.
He's a life, man. He's a lifeblood.
Yeah. He saw his way in. Let me get these guys into a chat together.
Let me just try to make sure these guys are friends.
Never in the history of Mopars has anybody weaseled their way in. No, I'm just joking.
Many have tried. Few have accomplished it.
First of all, I don't weasel nothing. I'm a bull in a china closet. What's up, Frankie?
What's up, folks in the chat joining us here on a Saturday night?
Poor Aaron. He was like first at 10:30.
Oh man. Muscle Cars of the Strip, gentlemen. It's coming up awfully quick.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yes.
It's gonna be my first time in Vegas.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. First time
Going
in
to be
Vegas.
a lot of fun. Oh, so while we're on the subject, I'm sure people are wondering, my car's not done yet. And if it is running and driving, then we're going to go cruising in it. If it can only be presented at the show, I'm going to rent a Hellcat, and we're going to still be able to cruise around.
I just want to go real fast in the desert.
With the amount of people we have, it might have to be a Hellcat Durango. But
Okay, I have a different request, Chris.
Okay.
You're obviously towing the car down with your truck, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know you have like the Starry Night headliner, right?
Yeah.
We got to do a Vegas taxi cab game show, like you,
Yes, Mopar Confessionals.
right? What's it? Is it a cash cab? That's what it's called. We got the
Cash cab. I was thinking taxi cab professionals, but I mean cash cab works too.
I was thinking Bang Bus, but I think we're on the different.
Look, I already told everybody on an earlier live. I'll show it, but I ain't proud of it.
No, Vegas is going to be, man. First timers in Vegas.
First
It's
time.
all. I almost I almost feel bad that we're going to be spending so much time at a car event just because I'm like, man, the amount of debauchery that can happen in Vegas. And I'm not talking about dirty debauchery. I'm just talking about just having a crazy good time. There's so much stuff to do and see. And you probably won't remember it come Monday, but it's still a lot of fun.
I've been warned by a buddy to make sure the first night to get some sleep. Because you'll get there and you think, oh, I'll just look around real fast and then go get some sleep. Then next thing you know, the sun's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So
the casinos are tricky too. They make it so you can't see daylight.
Oh yeah. Now, look, I have some level of training being in close proximity to New Orleans.
That's true.
But I hear it doesn't really even compare on most levels. So
I don't know. I've heard some stories about Bourbon Street. I've heard some pretty sketchy stories too. I haven't heard of anything crazy like that happening in Las Vegas as often.
Anything
it seems like
New Orleans is sketchy.
It's pretty sketchy down there. But I mean, you got muscle cars at the Strip. So far, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm allowed to share this information, but so far we have 20 registered people for just the project cars aspect of the car show, which, you know, I was thinking that if 10 people showed up, it would be a success. So 20 people just for projects, and how many have not registered yet? It's up in the air, but I do know that there's going to be some celebrity guests there. Not just me. I'm just kidding.
Well, think about this, Chris. Okay, so this is the first year for project cars at the Strip, right? And it is drawing to date over 20 pre-registered for a first-time event or a first-time segment of an event, right? I mean, it's easier, I would think, to get people with finished cars to come out there and hang out and go to the show and do the events, but you're literally having to convince people, one, to finish their cars and try to bring it out, or two, drag a car out that may not be finished or, drivable yet, like just because they want to share that and be there. Like, your project cars at the Strip is asking more of the attendee, really. The fact that it's a first year, you already have 20 people all in, and that it requires more effort than just a standard car show. Man, I think that's awesome.
It is. And I am encouraging, because I don't expect my car to be finished. I am encouraging anybody to trailer your project car, push it off, and grab us, and we will help you push it into the slot. I think that would be fun. I don't think anybody's ever, I mean, I'm sure it's been done, but I don't think like duct tape drags or anything. I don't remember seeing a bunch of people just bringing their project cars just to show off their project cars. You know what I mean? I don't think it's been done.
Mini truck shows all the time.
Oh yeah.
Mini trucks.
I love mini truck shows. Those are my people.
It's the completed ones are kind of weird at those shows. Like, I think that's where the term under construction came from, is mini trucks.
Dude, it's weird seeing a finished one at a show for sure, because everybody's like, who dat?
Mini trucks go through evolutions too. Like, you think you're done, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Let me chop the roof off this thing.
I mean, I got to meet Georgia at the last one I went to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous about that, Matt.
Hey, man, you're more welcome in Arkansas anytime. It's in October. I don't know if she'll be there again, but
I mean, I have so much vacation time now. It's like unbelievable. My first day on the job, I went right to the calendar and started filling it out.
You have to. Look, I'm serious. You got to do that, right? It'll sneak up on you, man. Next thing you know, it's like the end of the year, and it's like, oh crap, I forgot to take my vacation.
I mean, don't tell the wife, and not to be sacrilege in here, but I have a buddy working on his Fairlane, talking about trying to make it to Ford Fest in Bowling Green, and I'm like, do I have time to take off for that?
I don't know, man. I just love these events. They're so much fun.
They're a blast, especially when you get a good crew going with you.
This one I'm especially excited about because it's going to have a lot of my buddies all in one place. It's going to be a muscle car festival / party, and a lot of fun while we work. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the
gonna
best
be
business
work.
trips. It's the best business trips.
Yeah.
Now,
It's work, but it's worth it.
Now, if I wander off into the desert wearing a Speedo and flip flops, just let it be, guys.
I want to see you dump the cage of snakes like Randy Quaid.
Bro, I will do the best, Cousin Eddie.
What the craziest thing this year for me about muscle cars at the Strip is the development that Dodge is having a Roadkill Nights event the day after on a Monday.
In the middle of the day.
They had no choice but to be a part of the event, really.
So it was, I mean, I think they needed to do something because they have to get this last edition out there. They have so much time and R&D developed and put into that vehicle. They got to debut it someday, right?
I mean, their sticker department put a lot of work into that, guys.
Oh, I'm talking about the 7th that they're supposed to unveil this week.
Right. I'm just saying, I think they're sweating it because they've had lackluster responses to their previous releases because they've all been sticker packages.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they were looking at the calendar like, where are we going to do this? And I wonder if they saw the event in Vegas and went, well, we can't have the weekend, but we can do the Monday and then leverage the audience that's already going to be there. I mean, it's a smart business move. And the fact that they decided to do Dodge Thrill Rides at the event and be a part of it really is a statement about muscle cars at the Strip. So I'm really excited about it. When I found out that they were going to be part of it in any way before their event, I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So we'll see what happens.
Part of it is too because historically it was Mopars at the Strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know they're branching out because they want to include other makes and models and all that, that's all great and fine. I think that history puts this event in a unique position that, okay, normally when you have, and you guys, I want you to chime in on what you see, but normally when you have just like an open car show, right? You typically see just an inundation of GMs, Fords, like, kind of that, and a few Mopar, right? But what's different about this is because of its history, I think that you're seeing a more equal three-way distribution of the big three because your Mopar crew is already kind of used to hitting this show up, right? And they're coming. Mm-hmm. And then you have the bulk of the GM and the Ford people coming out now. So if Dodge is going to do an event for enthusiasts to reach a bunch of people, and especially people that already like your brand, it's kind of a win-win, right?
Yeah,
100%. I like the fact that as muscle cars at the Strip, it's essentially 3 different events in one. You get, GMs, Fords, and of course, Mopars. So there's a little something for everybody. I like that.
For sure.
First and foremost, I'm a car enthusiast. I like it. I like it all. I got a fetish for Mopars. That's it. And I like knowing that, the different brands can get together and have a fun event, and I like the fact that it's segregated because you go to some of these car shows and everybody's intermingled. If I want to go just to see the Mopars, show me where the Mopars are at. Cool. So for those types of people, they can just skip right past, like if you're a Ford guy, you can skip right past the Mopars and the Chevys and go right to the Fords. So I just like how it's structured.
I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think so too. Joe's Mopar mess is going to be there, and he hasn't even registered yet. So that's 21 that I know about. I'm not registering. I'm just going. So that's 22. It's. I'm just really excited just to be first and foremost together with all my friends in one place again, or most of my friends. That'll be a lot of fun. Holly, I have heard the new Banshee. And it is what it is. I was telling Matt earlier that at work we have the new Ford Lightning trucks, the electric ones, and I got to go for a spin. I was impressed. Like, I don't like it because there's no sound and it's not like that exhilarating, like, car thing, but they move. Electric vehicles move. And that was just a Ford F-150. You know what I mean? The thing, it was fast. I was impressed. So,
See, I'm not so much in for electrification yet. I'm not there yet.
It does nothing for me except for, like, I was telling Matt, I was like, I felt like a POS because I smiled when I was like, whoa, I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I kept telling myself in my head, this is a Ford, you're supposed to hate it. But it made, honestly, if I'm being honest, it made me want to drive one of these new Daytonas just to see how crazy they really are. I couldn't see myself buying one, but I'm curious if they make this badass, stage 9 direct connection Banshee. Right. How fast is it? Over 1,000 horsepower? Let me see what it's like, but I have to have the sound. I have to have that guttural feeling when I mashed the throttle. This thing was absolutely silent.
I think their improved sound is better than the one when it first debuted. They had been tweaking with the noise.
Yeah. The new one is better. The new one is better.
It's
for
better.
Sure. But I just don't. There's so much. It's funny every time they post something about it because there's just so much hate, and I'm just like, you don't. I mean, do I hate it? No, I hate the fact that they're pushing all of the stuff that I love out and going, this is all you get. That kind of bothers me. But as long as they still keep making crate engines, then I guess I can't complain too much.
Right. I'm really. Believe it or not, I'm a huge V8 guy, but I'm really kind of excited for the Turbo 6s they're bringing back out.
The Hurricane.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one. I really am. Like I enjoy people doing something different, like Blueprint. Did you guys hear about the new engine Blueprint drop that they're really excited about? It's an LS-headed 6-cylinder.
Oh, I did see that. That looked pretty cool.
Or was it a 4-cylinder?
It was 6. No, sorry, it's 4-cylinder.
Yeah, it's an LS head 4-cylinder.
It takes one cylinder head off of an LS. That's pretty cool.
I'm kind of excited about it just because it's different. I like seeing different stuff. Like, also, I would never say this to a large group, all fans, but I just play, buddy. But no, like, I really enjoy when somebody pulls something kind of fun, creative, like, accepting a whole lot of electric vehicle grants so you can sink all your cash flow into developing a next-gen V8 for $1 billion.
You got to give it up for those guys.
Those guys, they had us. They were reeling us in. Like, yeah, we're going all electric. Oh, by the way, we spent $1 billion on the next-gen V8. You're welcome, America.
God. Thank you for that.
I mean, it's like, it was a great chess move. Like, make your competitors think you're going all electric. Everything's going to be electric. We're not doing any gas engines. So they commit as well and start getting rid of their V8 stuff and going to all electric. And then you just smack them with $1 billion in R&D and a facility and another V8 coming down the pipe.
No, that's awesome. I like what Alex said right here. To be honest with you, I haven't looked past this event, but I really like the prospect of this. Project cars at the Strip year 1 will be great. So what if you take the cars that show up this year and see how much they progress into 2024, and if they show up again and what level they will show up as? Because the Project cars at the Strip thing, it being completely transparent, it's kind of developed, because at first it was, don't show up if you can't fucking drive your shit off the trailer and drive it into the spot. And now it's like, bring it. Fuck it. You won't win. Like, my hopes of winning are gone, because I really wanted that championship belt, which I'm working on. I'm trying to get that ordered, and we'll get that figured out. But I'm excited to see, somebody's gonna go home from Las Vegas with their project car and a championship belt, a golden belt that says Project Cars at the Strip. That's pretty fucking cool, if you ask me.
That's super cool. So touching back on that, man, I've said this before. Shows like Gas Monkey and Graveyard Cars and Ken Diggett and everything, they've really drove you have to have something perfection before you show up anywhere. And so that bled out into the real world. And then you have, I don't even remember how long ago they came out, but then you have two jack wagons show up on YouTube by the names of David Freiberger and Mike Finnegan.
Yeah.
And they are just documenting themselves having a ball and absolute turds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's whenever they started doing roadkill is when you saw the trend come back of just get out there and have fun in it and do something cool again. Like, because I mean, like I said, man, for a long time, all I saw was it has to be perfect. I cannot go anywhere unless it's perfect. To now it's like, just show up. Let's have a blast.
Yeah. I've been struggling with that mentality, especially with how I got my car. It's like,
bro, you have no choice. Your car's at the point of it has to be perfect because
shut up.
I'm just saying, man. Like when you start with a project that's already that far into being the perfected phase, you don't really have a choice. You can't half-ass it the rest of the way. You gotta all in that.
Well, a lot of people, Mike Coffee, were like, don't get it right, just get it running. And I was like, could you imagine me bringing a car with a decent paint job, looking somewhat decent, just being a complete turd? I was like, fuck, man.
I would mercilessly mock you, and I'm one of your best friends.
Like I was.
That's honesty right there.
It's honesty.
It's my favorite car in one of my favorite years. I will mercilessly destroy you if you get it wrong.
This is funny because they're absolutely right. It does cause stress.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So much stress, in fact, that for those of you that know, Facebook actually paid me my money. So I'm happy about that. That's the amount of stress that I had over that. So I will be in Vegas. The car will be in Vegas. And I think it's important to, I'm going to tell some people something right now that I'm pissed off about. It happened to me today. Blake and Matt already know about it. So I had an opportunity to get the Mr. Norm truck back. Now, I was under the impression that I was going to get it back for free, which,
I mean, you're really convincingly led to believe that.
If I showed, and I won't, but if I showed the messages that were sent to me, these guys have seen them. It really sounded like Pete's son. Pete is the guy I got the Roadrunner from for the trade for the truck. Basically said he was going to give me the truck back. And I said, give me the truck? And he said, yeah, you're the rightful owner of it. It needs to go back home. And so I'm sitting here like sitting on the secret, like, well, if the Roadrunner doesn't get done, I'm going to fucking load the Mr. Norm truck on the trailer and take that to Vegas and surprise people. Like, look what I got back. When it came down to brass tacks and getting the truck back, the kid asked me how much I was willing to pay for it. So I gave him an offer, and you guys know how I work. You know what I mean? It was not the 30,000 or 25,000 I was asking for it. I'll tell you that right now. It may be the most low ball I've ever gone on any deal, but it's what I have, you know what I mean? Without draining all my resources, because I still need to get to Vegas. So I made an offer. I won't share what that offer was, but you can imagine, knowing me, and it being the most bottom of the barrel offer I could possibly make. I shot in the dark, and he, short of laughing at my offer, basically said that he was going to try to get as much money as he could for the truck, which is understandable. I get it. I'm still pissed off about it because I really want my truck back, but it's not my truck anymore. I just look at it and I go, that's my truck. You know what I mean? But I, after talking with these two guys, two of my best friends, they talked me off the edge and off the ledge, and I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now. So I'm moving forward with the Roadrunner, and there will be another project somewhere down the line. I just don't know when. Could be tomorrow, could be next year. But the truck, I think, is a done. That chapter's closed, unfortunately. But yeah, so the big surprise was going to be that if I didn't get the Roadrunner done, at least I had something I could drive around in Vegas. But you know, it really hit me in the gut when he hit me with the price. Like, shit, man. I was willing to pay some money for it, but I guess that just proves how much I'm really willing to let it go. Because the price he wanted for it wasn't crazy. It wasn't any crazier than what I wanted for it. But when I went, no way, then I realized that the truck maybe isn't as important to me as I thought it was. Because it would be nothing for me to go get a loan. I could get a loan, pay it off. But I'm not willing to do that. So now I was telling these guys that now I have a vendetta that if I ever am at a stoplight in my next project and the Mr. Norm truck comes up, I'm going to have to stomp its guts out. So that's what's going to happen.
Man, I really think
stomp its guts out.
I think it's going to end up in somebody's collection. That's a huge
Yeah.
Norm fan. I think it'll just end up in their collection.
I hope it goes to somebody that loves it as much as I did and loves it as much as Pete did. His son doesn't love the truck. I can tell that already. So, and that's fair enough. It's not a truck for everybody. Some people just don't get it. But I hope if somebody gets it, I hope that they keep it and take it to the next level that I never did, that I wanted to take it to. I hope they take it to the next level. I hope it doesn't get bastardized or that was my biggest fear, was that it was going to get into the wrong hands. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if somebody got that thing and like LS swapped or something? I might have a coronary. You know what I mean?
No,
but
not that thing.
I think that'd be about the same as me telling Chris I was going to K-swap that Daytona.
Well, you know what? I wonder who's going to be the first person to hurricane swap at Daytona. You know what that
Bro, that's what I'm interested in it. Like, I wouldn't.
All right.
Oh, well, actually, I forgot to tell Blake. Blake, do you want that Daytona?
Yes, he does. yeah,
Yes,
he does.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I had to make a deal with the wife, and the Daytona was the one that came up on the chopping block.
Oh, you got to let it go?
I got to let it go to get the one thing I really want right now.
What's that?
Don't ask. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a 60s. Like, I've always wanted one of each of the big three for in the 60s era long bed. So in order for me to be able to bring home a 60s era F100, I must let something go. And that one thing is going to be the Daytona, which is, since I brought it home, been sitting in a buddy of mine's backyard.
Matt's got too many Mopars.
I mean, I have three right now, plus plus the C10.
You know what Johnny Mopar calls long bed trucks?
Parts
trucks.
So
You know what though? I'm not Johnny Mopar, where I can just walk out my back door and be like, "You talking about that wagon over there, or that wagon over there,
or that 68 Charger over there, or that Coronet over there,
or what about that 69 Charger over there?" Or
or that Duster over there.
So I mean, I would. So like, my thought process is, I don't really want to get rid of Daytona, but it's got to go somewhere.
He was trying to give it to me. I was like, dude, I can't take that.
Because I know you like those cars.
I do. I love those cars. Not driving to Arkansas to get one.
Dude, this one's loaded. It had the electric seats and everything.
Oh, snap.
It's all there. It's a complete car except for an engine.
Except for an engine.
I was going to put – here's what I was going to do. I was going to rear-wheel drive swap it whenever something like that comes around. And I was just going to put the small block out of Chief in it after we Hemi swap it.
I don't think that's the direction Blake would go, but
no, I know it's not the direction Blake would go. That's the direction I was going to go.
Blake knows some people who know some people who know some people, and
there's some things.
There's some going on that will help the Daytona lovers of the world. Speaking of Daytonas, I found one of the what is it, a 90? It's like an 89 to 91 when they did the newer style dash. That's almost Mitsubishi-esque. I'm not a big fan of those, but it's a white Shelby turbo car, local to me, for $4,000. The problem is it's got the Chrysler fading or the Chrysler peeling paint and shit, but it seems pretty clean. And but I don't want to spend $4,000 on Daytona when I've got a bunch of them.
Chris, I don't know what I'm doing. I completely forgot. Dustin's coming to Mo Party, and he told me to bring me those two Daytona engines for $200.
Yeah, that's true. You already you already committed to that.
I forgot
you better talk to him again. I like the idea of Hemi swapping it better.
Well, I mean, if it gets me on the road for a little gas sipper, I'll put the turbo exit out the fender.
Well, then you won't get your long bed Ford.
I mean, I think I could, at least this way I could drive the car to somewhere
Okay.
to hide it. Wife's going to be like, what's that weird shrub in the backyard? Ignore it. Don't go near it. Don't get anywhere near it. It's full of bees.
He's just got a hide site in the backyard with the Daytona underneath it.
Like it's full of bees. Stay away.
It's gonna be like the moped. You just hide at friends' houses so nobody catches you on it.
Well, I mean, my big old ass in that Daytona is gonna be pretty funny no matter what.
Oh gosh. God, I love a Daytona.
They're nice, man.
There was an article that came out that was talking about the muscle cars of the 80s and stuff, and it pissed me off because I was like, had Chrysler they had enough front wheel drive turbo shit. Why didn't they just make it rear wheel drive? I don't get it. They could have had a legend to compete with all the pony cars of the 80s and 90s. They could have had it. They could have had it, and it would have competed too. I looked at the weight of a Daytona,
super light car
compared to a Fox body.
Yeah,
and it's like right there. It is right there, and I'm like,
it really is,
bro. So, they could have had a Fox body killer, and they squandered it on a front wheel drive 4-cylinder.
Yeah, shit. I didn't think about that. I made a deal. I made a deal with my dad, and we have an '88 Shelby Z that we're gonna yard the engine out of because we have a CSX, a little Shelby CSX, and it needs an engine. So we're just gonna the '88 blue Daytona. It's like that electric blue color. It's got a nice dent in the door and a little bit of a dent in the quarter. It can be fixed, but I didn't realize until recently that, all the pro stock Daytonas and stuff from the 90s, there's companies that still manufacture all the fiberglass for them. The Lexan window kits, the extended front end. The front end's a little bit extended. It looks badass.
Yeah.
Fiberglass hoods, fiberglass decks. And so I thought, wow, it sure would be cool to build a little small tire Hemi powered Daytona. That'd be pretty cool because I have the '87 red Shelby Z that needs some parts, and the blue car was going to be a parts car. So I was going to get, my dad and I were just going to strip it and just keep all the parts, for safekeeping. And then who knows what we're going to do with the shell. But I was like, hey, let me just get the shell so I can put together a little small tire drag car. So I think I don't know. I don't have anywhere to put it right now. So that's kind of down the line, but,
welcome to my world.
I know it might end up at Blake's store. Like, hey dude, can I, I'm going to have a monthly payment plan with Blake for storage for my shit.
Bro, I can tell you right now, like if I had that little Daytona when it snowed, it was going to be a hell of a time.
Dude, those little Chrysler cars you just throw some studded snow tires on the front and you can go anywhere in those things.
Man, it's just like around here, like everybody's like, oh, we get a lot of ice. Yeah, but it would have been so much fun to have that little light ass front wheel drive car. E-braking everywhere I go.
Back when cars still had handbrakes.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Man.
Gosh.
So
everything is now like electric brake.
Everything's electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the button. You hear it. It's like your car is constipated or something. It's like
So have we talked as a group about the elephant in the room of what was the Fast and Furious 10 trailer?
I saw it. Did you see it, Chris?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Bro, it's so over the top.
Is it?
Ridiculous. Like,
Wait,
I know.
Did we see the same one?
I'm talking about the one where Vin Diesel dropped a Charger out of an airplane, took out 2 SUVs, then got harpooned by 2 helicopters, jumped off an overpass, smashed them into each other, and then gets cornered on a dam, and he goes, your one mistake was you left me my car, and then proceeds to drive that bitch right off the dam and down the wall.
I did see that.
Hold on, you guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna watch.
I'm telling you, man, it's so over the top.
They're getting, you know what it really is, right? Someone said this to me, and I'm like, nah, holy crap, you're right. Triple X. Remember Vin Diesel's Triple X movies back in
Oh,
the
I
early
do.
2000s? How outlandish and ridiculous they were and horrible they were.
Yeah.
That is what they are doing with these ridiculous stunts in the latest of the Furious franchise.
Bro, I tell you right now, I thought I'd seen it all when he Tarzan swung that one charger after the rope bridge collapsed in the last movie. I was like,
Or
man,
I mean,
they can't top this. Then they sent a Fiero to space.
yeah, or pulling a safe down an interstate. I mean,
With two of them, with two chargers. I want that
yeah.
Hemi package.
You know what always bothered me about that, Matt? All right, this is like, I'm the most horrible person to watch any type of movie with because of continuity. Like, I'll point stuff out because it irritates the crap out of me, right?
Yeah.
All right, so in the movie, they steal some SRT chargers,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And like they acquire these SRT chargers, right? So when they do work on them, they're like, I want to say they're like 20. The ones they steal is like a 2014 or newer body style, newer ones.
Yeah.
Yet the ones that they wind up pulling the safe with, that they modify, are a generation of body style before.
Yep.
And it's like, that's not even the same car. Like, that's not the car you just said it was. Like, yeah, it drives me nuts.
Dude, it's like I said, I watch them because they're great popcorn movies.
Oh yeah, but they're getting ridiculous, dude.
Oh, bro, like I was watching that trailer and like John Cena's choke slamming people through the floor of a house, and Jason Momoa's out there. I mean, so the theory that I've heard is they're going to introduce Brie Larson as Brian's sister.
Really?
Yeah. I would honestly rather them do that than try to bring back CGI Brian.
Oh yeah, for sure. I need to just let that go.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, of course, from what you see from the botched together trailer, is it's all about family, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about family. I can't wait for the family memes to come back.
I love the family memes that come out when these movies come out. I love it because you got.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. But it's so supposedly, like, the synopsis you get is his son gets kidnapped and they have to, hunt the bad guys down to get him.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it.
Oh no, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
But
like that's not a question. But
like when I watched that trailer and they're like, he's like flying out of that airplane and body slamming military car. Look at Chris. Look at Chris. You know what he's seeing. You know he's seeing this shit right now.
He's looking at it.
One mistake was you left me my car.
Well, let's talk comparison. The first Fast and the Furious, the OG, the original, and what we have today. I mean, the original was like believable-ish, right? Like just
super
a bunch
believable.
of
Super believable.
But do we not love to watch and rip on all the things in the first one? Like that, the one-liners from the first one, like those are just, it's nostalgic at this point, right? It's like, Granny, is it Granny shifting and not double clutching? I need 2 bottles, the big ones. I'm gonna blow
and Harry, I need them by tonight.
Oh yeah,
Change to the manifold and the whole fucking floor pan falls out.
Right.
And you're like, they didn't know.
Almost had me. You never had your car. Like, Jesus Christ.
It was so bad, but I mean, like, those events almost could have like happened in real life, right? So it was like, okay.
Oh, you know there was a Vin Diesel cruising around in his little import.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like 1,000%.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Ask any racer, any real racer.
It's not how you stand by your car.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Everything he says in that movie, even when he like pulls out Paul Walker's license, he's like, Brian Earl Spillner. Like, Jesus, everything he says in that movie is like a one-liner.
What
The only-
cracks me up, he goes from like his normal Vin Diesel, like almost kind of high-pitched voice in the first movie, to then he comes back and he's doing like his Iron Giant gravelly voice in the rest of the movies. Like you can barely understand him, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like Sylvester Stallone.
Fun facts for everybody in the chat. Vin Diesel's first acting credit was the Iron Giant. He was the Giant.
Really?
Yeah, that was his very first acting credit.
The best thing about the Fast and the Furious movies, if you ask me, are the Mopars in them.
For sure.
I never thought I'd see a wing car in a movie that got such a big part, like the clone Daytona that they had.
I loved it.
Yeah.
The only heartburn I had it had an LS3 under the hood.
Yeah.
All of them do, unfortunately, except for the Charger in the last movie with that mid-engine Hellcat.
Oh, that was cool.
So, Chris, what'd you think of the trailer?
It was ridiculous, like all of them are. I was, honestly, when I saw Jason Momoa in it, I was like, oh, it's got Jason Momoa and Vin Diesel. I'm going to make sure my wife watches that one. Your boy's going to have a good night. Your boy's going to have a good night after that. My wife, that's her thirst traps.
Bro, I will never let my wife forget it. We went to see a movie, and the first Aquaman trailer or Justice League trailer came on, and Jason Momoa walking out of that lake shirtless, covered in tattoos. She I was right there. I was like, I'm right here. And she's like, and she goes, And I have never let her forget it. And she's like, you've made it into such a bigger deal than it was. I was like, do you know what you would have done if like Wonder Woman trailer came on and Gal Gadot was up there? And I was like, you'd have been pissed.
She's like,
pissed.
I don't know, Matt. I kind of want to go swimming right now in the ocean.
She's gonna be out there like, you heard about Game of Thrones, right? And I'm like, no.
Letty's Roadrunner was awesome.
Look, I thought that was cool, but for some reason, man, that burnt orange one in the graveyard scene and the other one, Dom 70 Roadrunner with the A12 hood.
Yeah.
Oh, that was clutch.
And then they wrecked it.
Yeah, they wrecked it.
Joe Dirt and Fast and the Furious will forever go down in history as the two movies that featured a wing car.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dierte.
Try to church it up, dirt boy.
Gosh, yeah. I really want to see a car movie come out for car enthusiasts. Something like that's a mix of.
Did you ever see Lowriders?
I did.
Love that movie.
I thought it was pretty good.
It dives so deep into the culture. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
what's it called?
Lowriders. It dives into the lowrider community of Los Angeles.
It's the 8 Mile of lowriders.
Yeah, it really is the 8 Mile of lowriders, but it's so good. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Huh. I want to see something that has a little bit of 2-lane blacktop mixed with I don't know. I always thought Cannonball Run was a good movie because it had all sorts of different cars and it had the, Dom DeLuise as Captain Chaos.
I mean,
I don't want to talk about him.
Dazed and Confused was a great car guy movie. And it wasn't even a car movie.
There was a Superbird in that movie. Oh wait, was it?
No, it was a Duster. There's a Duster.
There was a black. I think there's a scene. I think it was Dazed and Confused. I think I even did it as a high performance parts once. I kind of forgot, but they go to like a drive-in or something, and in the background is a black 70 Superbird, which is funny because I don't believe there was ever a black Superbird made.
I will have to watch that movie. I have it on Prime. I'll have to watch it again and see.
It's in the background for a split second. You see a Superbird, a black one.
I've never seen that movie.
You never seen Dazed and Confused?
I'm not a huge movie guy.
Don't feel bad. I didn't see it until like a year or two ago. My wife's like, you would love this movie. I mean, the opening credit is a GTO judge cruising through a high school parking lot in slow motion.
It is Dazed and Confused.
Oh, nice.
Yep. The black Superbird, which they never made, with white guts. Beautiful car.
Oh, man.
But I mean, you got McConaughey running around in his Chevelle. All right, all right, all right. I mean, so we keep talking about it, but I mean, we could. I mean, trust me, the acting would be horrible, and we're not going to do any actual acting. But I mean, heavily document a Route 66 road trip with
That would be fun.
Mopars.
That would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Does Route 66 cut through Vegas? I don't know where it goes. I don't know the route. I know it ends. I've been to the end of it at the Santa Monica Pier.
See, I got some buddies here that want to go to where it starts in Illinois and go all the way to the pier and take like 2 weeks doing the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't got that kind of time. So like I was thinking hit it where it starts, where it picks up in Joplin. And then,
this is a 61 D150 put on top of a NASCAR that I thought was badass. I was going to share this at some point, but I thought it looked killer. They took the body of this truck and laid it on top of a NASCAR.
Oh, wow.
A NASCAR, a Craftsman truck. How badass is that, dude? Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, no, you're golden. You're golden, man. That's awesome.
You brought a swept line to the picture here. Matt's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Look, you put a duster or a Swepsy in front of me, I'm good.
I'm just saying, if Matt does not create a shirt that says Schwepty Balls, he's not doing something right.
Bro, I need to get on the merch game for sure.
You do, man.
Because I do throw a lot of liners out there that would make great shirts.
Indeed.
I was joking at work, and my buddy said, I said, your mom listens to my podcast as an insult. And he said, dude, that should be a shirt. And I was like, that would be a fun shirt. Your mom listens to my podcast.
It'd be a great shirt. There's one night on our other show, Chris asked me a question. I was like, 1,000%. And he's like, yes. And I go, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. But I mean, it's just, there's so much to do. And it's just,
let's talk about something fun that'll piss off all my Mopar people.
Wait on me.
Uh-oh.
What is a non-Mopar that you want to put a Hemi in?
A non-Mopar I want to put a Hemi in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have to do it.
Oh shit.
No, let's take it a step further. You have to do, I would say, do two, but from different brands, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Push it, like, instead of just picking one, pick two separate cars from separate brands.
71 Chevy Impala Kingswood.
Interesting.
Is for one of them.
Interesting choice there.
Oh, I'm a wagon guy. I do love me a good wagon.
Oh, wagons are awesome.
Oh yeah, they are. And then to really piss off a certain niche of people, a Lincoln, one of the Lincoln with the suicide doors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Slick.
That's what I would do. Yeah, those are the two I would do. Like, really, I mean, I write down the chat. It's blowing up with like,
oh yeah,
sports cars and muscle cars. Nah, let's Hemi
Cadillac, GTO, Fox body, 59 Corvette.
So there's a couple guys with them in Fox bodies right now.
I have seen
Fox
that.
bodies.
Yeah. They're so light.
A VW bus, that would be fun.
Oh, that would be dope as shit.
That would be bad.
Oh,
talk about a six-figure bus. You know what I mean?
Those flat nose buses like that. You know, the engine, the doghouse is like literally right between or behind the front seats. So that's like the coolest display piece. Like you just pop the doghouse up, and it's right there.
Actually, Blake,
lid. You know what I mean? Like get one made that like.
You're not correct. You're not correct. In the old combis, the split window buses, it's in the back. So you would pop the back, and there would be.
I'm thinking A100. That's what it is.
You're thinking A100.
I'm thinking A100. Sorry.
Somebody definitely needs to. Blaine. He's got the.
Yeah, he's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's coming to drop by tomorrow. He
Oh, is he?
texted me pictures of his drive shaft he had made.
How big is it? It's small, huh?
That's what she said. No, seriously, his drive shaft, I want to say it's like 18 inches.
That's hilarious.
It's like this
Wow.
big. And he said he owns a graphic, like a sign shop, like that's his business. And I said, man, like you have to get like a hilarious sticker on that. So he said, there's like this brand of bagged pickles, like little pepper pickles or something, like little. It's something funny, and it's like a play on having a little pickle. And so he's going to make that label and like wrap the drive shaft with it. So I thought it was pretty funny.
That's pretty cool. All right, those were my two. You guys go.
Blake, you first. Oh, you want me to go next?
I want you to go next.
All right. Well, it's no secret that I definitely want to swap a Batmobile Corvette. So an 80 or 82, 82. They're such pieces of shit, but I love them. Ever since I was a kid, I thought it looked like the Batmobile. So I still want one, but I don't want the anemic 350 in it. And then the other one, I've talked about it before. I would love to have a Hellcat DeLorean.
Dude.
That would be badass.
DeLorean. DeLorean's one that would make people just lose their ever-loving minds.
I like the idea of I love cult cars. I actually thought about doing a podcast just about the cars that have such huge cult followings.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about that for a while, but I just don't have time.
That's crazy. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would be.
That would
blow people's minds.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right, Blake, your turn.
Cool. Ooh, it would have to really tick the right people off. We were kind of talking about this a little bit earlier, but I think, man, I'm gonna go after the Cyclone, the GMC Cyclone. Like those people are nuts about those trucks. They're cool trucks. I would do that one for GM.
I like it.
I would say a Grand National, but that's already been done.
It has.
And that thing is a beast.
Hell National, yeah.
Yeah, Hellcat and the Grand National. That thing is a beast. So there's that. Then I'd go for the Jugular. A 1970 396 LS6 Chevelle.
Ooh.
Yeah. I told you it's got to be one of the sacred ones, and you went for it.
Is the 454?
That's the 454.
It's the 454. Yeah.
It's
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, but no, like I would go for the 70 Chevelle.
Yeah. The one that everybody covets the most.
Yep. That would be it.
Oh.
That would be the one. I saw one at a car show a couple weeks back. And they had this huge Mercury V8 in a 70 Chevelle. I don't know where that came from. It was insane. But I think if you put a Hemi in it, people would lose their minds. I
like this idea. I always like the Panteras.
They're a cool design, man. Like it's cool. I like it. It's a good idea.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a real good one. What else is just like hands off? You just don't touch it. Like that's like a hell to the no. Like a Shelby Cobra, maybe?
Yeah.
I think someone did that already.
Did they?
Really?
I think I saw one at SEMA. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Same with I always thought it would be funny until it was actually done to Hellcat swap a Viper. Somebody did that, which I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. I knew it would be cool.
Someone already Hellcat swapped a Prowler, which is brilliant.
I love that because I do like the Prowlers. I just wish they had something cool under the hood. Gosh, a boogie van. I really want to see a Hellcat boogie van. I know there was one out there. I don't think it's done yet. But a Hellcat boogie van, that would be awesome.
I got one. This one would piss some people off. 69 fastback Bullet Mustang.
Okay, well, yeah, somebody said a boss earlier, but a bullet,
Oh, there you go. In the chat, there it is.
yeah. But no, a bullet would be like, because that's like their go-to sacred. Steve McQueen killed a Charger with this car. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
An Eleanor, that would be a good one to Hellcat swap.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini Huracan, I would love to Hellcat swap one
Oh,
of those.
you got to go after the exotic. Well, Ferrari will come take their stuff back from you.
No shit.
they reserve that right before you purchase it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what was that? Dead Mouse. Remember that, Matt? It was like this rapper guy.
Oh, Dead Mouse is the
DJ.
DJ, yeah.
Oh,
Dead
DJ.
Mouse.
Okay.
What did he do? Who did he piss off?
Ferrari.
So he had a Ferrari, and the dude wrapped it like in this obnoxious blue color with like his logos on it. He wrapped it, and Ferrari's like, "Oh hell no!" Like basically, Ferrari's standpoint is the car is an icon. It's a licensed trademark, right? And so he changed the badges. Like he had some custom like little Dead Mouse badges made for it where the stallion went. And like Ferrari came after him, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
His own car, they came after him.
They came after him harder than Ford went after John Cena over that Ford GT.
What?
Did you not hear about that?
No.
See, I forget you don't keep up with this stuff outside Mopar. John Cena signed a contract purchasing a Ford GT, one of the newer ones, and he didn't fit in it after purchasing it. So he sold it after signing a contract. He wouldn't sell it, and Ford came after him hard,
Really?
real hard. It was quite the thing. It was quite the scandal.
That's funny that he didn't fit in the GT40. Yet there was a Texas Metal episode on Velocity. Jeez. I was just thumbing through it and I saw it on Velocity a couple months back. And he had bought like an MG midget and sent it to Texas Metal in Houston to customize it for him.
Bro, he likes odd things, but have you ever been around a Ford GT? I'm sure you guys have.
Yeah.
See, for you normal size folks, it doesn't look that daunting getting in one. For us larger folks, that is a metal coffin, and I would not be caught dead even trying to get into one.
Oh, I have a story for you. So I live in the land of Microsoft. Like I don't live there, but I live in the state that's, you know what I'm saying? And for a while I was doing construction, and there's a town that Bill Gates lives in called Medina, and it's right on Lake Washington. And we had a construction job out there, right? And there was this little coffee shop in like on the way to the house, and I was driving there in the Ford POS work van, and there was a Ford GT, right parked on the curb. Door opens up, and a guy your size, Matt, is getting out of this thing, and it was struggle city.
Yeah,
for that poor guy. I was like, damn, dude. Like,
I guarantee you he hates driving it.
I was thinking to myself, man, I hope you get what you're looking for in that thing. Cause I'm like, there's no way I sat in a Viper. I'm a big guy, but I'm not a big guy. I sat in a Viper and I felt claustrophobic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looked like he was in pain trying to get out of that thing. Cause he got out, but then you kind of have to lift yourself up and out because they're so low to the ground. And I was just like, Jesus, man. To me, that struggle wouldn't be worth it. Because like I had to be comfortable driving a car, and he just looked miserable in that thing.
So we've talked many times about the car culture in my neck of the woods.
Sure.
And how there's a lot of high dollar cars in this area. Well, one of my good buddies, I'm not going to name names, has a detail shop. We would play the game of Will I Fit? And 9 times out of 10, I did not.
Wow.
But I did get to go get my hands on some brand spanking new. I say hands on. I just got to get around them. Red Eyes and stuff like that when they came in, because they would come in, and as soon as they got like a lot of them, if they had them delivered, they would have the delivery truck deliver them just straight to his detail shop so we could do the paint corrections.
Damn.
Immediately, and then paint protection wrap. So I was getting to see these things with like 5-10 miles on them.
Jeez.
And it was glorious. Just absolutely glorious.
Here's a good question. What's your guys' favorite non-Mopar muscle car if you had to pick one? Non-Mopar muscle car. Honestly, if you asked me, okay, put the big three in order. Obviously, Mopars first, Chevy second, Ford third. That's just me.
Yeah.
That being said, I like a nice Mustang, but I grew up. My stepdad had a '68 Pontiac Le Mans that was kind of like a GTO clone. He swapped out the 350 for a 400. So I've always liked the '68 GTOs. I think they're a gorgeous car. But if I had to pick one, I don't. I don't consider it a muscle car though, and this could be debatable. I guess I consider it a sports car. I wouldn't mind having a '69 Corvette, big block car, 427,
Yeah, it's a sports car.
It's a sports car. I can't call it a muscle car. I have to call it a sports car, so I can't say that.
Car. Yeah.
I don't know. I've always had a thing for Corvettes.
They're good rig.
I absolutely, now looking at the car, I'm like, ugh. But when I was a kid, I absolutely loved the movie Corvette Summer. And growing up, only because how awesome would it be for you to go to auto shop and they go, we're going to the wrecking yard to pick a car to rebuild, and that kid's in there all depressed and shit, and then he sees the Stingray emblem fall from the sky, and he fucking stops the machine because they're about to crush the '73 Stingray, and he's like, stop the machine, and everybody's like, what the hell? And he's like, you see what this is the car, it's a Corvette. And then they drag the Corvette in, and the kid's so good, and Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, plays Kenny Dantley, and he builds this custom Corvette that was actually built by Corky's Custom Studios. And he converted it to right-hand drive, and it had candy paint, and it was just a gorgeous car for the time period. You know, looking at it now, you're just like, God, what a gaudy piece of shit. But as a kid, the fenders, I have always loved a Corvette, a nice Corvette. I don't know, late 60s and early 80s, my favorite. But funny enough, we're on a Mopar podcast. Funny enough, those C4s are getting some serious love right now, because like the late 80s, early or mid to late 80s, early 90s, people, I would love to Hemi swap one of those, dude.
The salad shooter wheels, guys.
Yes.
That's what we used to call them.
Fuck, I never thought about that. That would be cool, because
they're like little front blades.
The whole front tilts up. You could have a fucking Hellcat just sitting right there. Fuck.
I feel like cool. you have to make an entrance with that too. Like you got to be like all decked out in a white suit with like some sort of like a neon undershirt and a gold chain, Miami Vice style.
Never gonna give you.
And a white sweater tied around your neck.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine rolling up to a show and hitting a button and having the hood like on an automatic tilt and just go
with a flag in the middle.
The fog machine on the back deck, so when you open the doors, it just rolls out like in some kind of weird 80s dream sequence.
Somebody's having like a fever dream flashback. All right.
Alex, this terrible movie. Corvette Summer was a dog shit movie. I liked it for the premise of a kid gets to build a custom car in his class.
I mean, it was absolute garbage, but for what it is.
I was pissed at the end. I've always been pissed at the end. I was like, you're going to take the whore over the car? Like, what are you doing, dude? I would say
it ends. I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah, he ends up leaving the car with fucking Danny Bonaducci. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes with the whore. It's like, oh, man, it's bad. It's a bad movie.
Hey, man, that was a popular premise. What was it? Ron Howard actually did a movie where the whole movie's nothing but a car chase. And it's because he stole someone's race car and goes joyriding in it. I can't remember. I think it's called Joyride.
Hmm.
And it was he stole their Mustang stock car and ran. His dad was the sheriff, everything, and he stole it to impress a girl. And like towards the end of the movie, he tags her in the shower, and then she just wanders off. And the guy who stole the car from him goes, "You showed real potential, kid. Why don't you come on the circuit with us?"
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's called Joyride. I found it on Amazon by absolute random. Blake, what car would you pick?
Oh, man, I love the 80s. I would go with a GNX Grand National.
There you go. Okay.
You consider that a muscle car?
In the 80s, I think it was. I think that was about as muscly as you could get from GM in the 80s.
Wasn't it a twin turbo?
No, it was a single turbo, 6-cylinder,
4.3 V6.
Yeah. I knew it was a 6-cylinder. I just couldn't remember how many turbos they had.
What's funny is they had that car and it could stomp a Monte Carlo's guts out.
It was faster than the Corvette of that same year, or the same years it was produced.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting facts about it is they later, closely related with the Cyclones and the turbo Trans Am, right? The circuit, the pace car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in the Trans Am, they couldn't fit the same cylinder heads between the fenders of the dadgum Trans Am. So the Trans Am was almost the same engine and turbo, but with different cylinder heads that was shaped where it could fit between the inner fenders. That was a muscle car, the same powertrain in a Trans Am, right? Turbo Trans Am. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. But the Grand National was the fastest in its time.
And that's why GM is second for me. I think they did a great job in the late 80s and early 90s with their turbos. They had the V6 turbo, the Cyclones, Typhoons, the Grand Nationals, the Firebird. What a fun time. Everybody's turbocharging shit.
Right.
Yes, I love it. I am a huge fan of the 80s.
Yeah. It's like, look, I love the 70s. I think I didn't really know how much I liked it until the good old Clint Eastwood movie, that Gran Torino. That thing was pretty slick looking, dude. It's a pretty cool little car, I don't like a Gran Torino painted up like Starsky and Hutch, though. I think that's horrendous.
Oh, you don't like Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino?
No, man. I'm not a red guy.
Oh, well, you gotta be a red guy to like that one for sure.
I'm not a red guy. I don't have that much swagger. I can't pull off the red. I feel like to be a red vehicle owner, you got to have swagger.
To be a red Corvette owner, you have to be on a different level. I could never own a red Corvette.
You gotta have your fanny pack on point.
Yeah.
And your windbreaker jacket that's embroidered with the Corvette logo.
And you get in, you put your driving gloves on, and before you actually go, you put your hands on the steering wheel and you just go just to hear that leather on the steering wheel. And then you go, it's time to ride.
And then you always...
Or no, you have the little flipper sunglasses where you're just like, dink, and they go, blink.
You always got to have your New Balances. Pure white.
Okay, so...
Yes.
I don't know. You guys remember me telling you years ago I worked at a LS Speed Shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of like I worked there. And, man, talk about some of the most stereotypical Corvette owners in the world. Here's a fun story. So I'm at work one day, right? So I worked the front desk, technical support during office hours. And then, probably around 2:30ish, we used to shut the office down and I'd go turn wrenches in the back with the guys. So they just needed someone on the phone that could spec out like cam packages, stuff like that, right? So in this time frame, this was what, 2000? So this is like the height of C5 era, like when they were, this is like 04, 05. So 06 is when the sixth generation, 05, 06, when the sixth generation Corvette came out. People weren't really modding those yet, but the C5s, people were tearing into them, doing cool stuff, upgrades, whatever. So I'm literally locking up the showroom one evening. Right? It's like 2:30. So I walk out the front door, and the way the key system worked is we would just walk out the front door. I'd lock the front door, then I'd walk down the side of the building where the roll-up doors were and go in, to, and actually work on vehicles and stuff. So I'm locking up, and this guy is getting dropped off with his wife. So this guy walks up to me as I'm closing the door, kind of approaches me from behind. But that's not the joke. So he's approaching me from behind, and like kind of startles me. I turn around. I'm not joking, you guys. He has like, the 80s, like kind of like shiny windbreaker jacket. You know what I'm talking
only
about?
Jacket or
Yeah, no, not members only. Like the 80s windbreaker jacket where it had like the elastic cuffs with like the stripes. You know
where
what I'm
when
talking
you walk, it goes.
It's like right. Okay, so it was like this black windbreaker jacket, and on the back it was almost like a bald eagle, loud and proud, just spread from shoulder tip to shoulder tip. It was like the biggest Corvette logo embroidered on it that you could even possibly imagine. Okay. Then he had a matching, like the same material trucker cap with the Corvette logo on it, right?
Oh yeah.
He had a Corvette watch. He had a Corvette t-shirt. He had Corvette knee-high socks. The whole shebang. He just didn't have the fanny pack, right?
He did. He just wasn't wearing it that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not, right? So he looks at me, cold face, and he says, "I'm Jimmy. I'm here for the Corvette." I literally look at him. I look to the side of the building where we have 10 of them in the lot. 10. And I'm like, which one? Like, he was like, I have a Corvette.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the guy that brought the Corvette. I brought the Corvette. It's like, yeah, dude, they're everywhere.
That's hilarious.
Like, this dude was so stereotypical. He was so proud, man. And I'm just like, oh, god dang redneck Ferrari, man.
I want now cue a week from now. I'm gonna have a shitbox Corvette. Oh
like,
god,
dude, they're cool. Like, we used to cut up in them. We had fun in them. I'm not bashing them, but it's just like
I am.
they have. I mean, I guess us Mopar people, we have weird followings too, but there's this certain group, dude, that I'm just like, oh my dear gosh. Dear gosh.
I want to be the guy that makes Corvette guys go, oh fuck no.
Not this guy. You scoundrel.
What's tough is I love rust, and you really can't see rust on a Corvette unless you look underneath it. So that'll be tough. But
we had a cruise in at a local Twin Peaks restaurant. This was about, I guess, a year ago when the new C8 Corvette came out? Something like that. It was like when you were first, like people were first taking deliveries of them, right? And so I was at this show, just walking around, whatever. And so this guy had just got, it's like bare bones, base model C8 Corvette, just had taken delivery of it. Paper tags in the window. So he was out there showing it off. A lot of people huddled around, and this guy was just, man, he was proud peacock. Look, power to you, man. It's awesome. But what got me is they were older persons, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just funny that I walked past and looked inside the car. This car is probably like 3 days old. Both the driver and the passenger seat have a orthopedic foam cushion in the seats because they couldn't stand how rough it rode.
Oh man.
Dang.
I'm like, oh. Yeah, got my new Corvette with my orthopedic inserts.
That is so funny. Man, what is it with yeah, the Corvette thing it cracks me up. Being a hardcore Mopar guy. But it's funny, like I was thinking about it. To succeed on YouTube, you really got to do crazy shit these days. I realized that even with the only Mopar podcast out there, I still can't gain traction on YouTube. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to do something fucking retarded. So I may just end up with a shitbox Corvette, and we may
Do it.
fuck. I might have to. I wonder what
I
the
think
cheapest.
that's the C4 that you were talking about. I think that's the last year that they didn't have a torque tube, so it's probably very feasible. Otherwise, C5 and later have torque tubes. So
Yeah, I wouldn't do something new. Like I said, it would either be the 80s and early 90s, or it would be my dream, which would be an 80 or an 82, just because they're shit engines anyway. But I've never had a problem with the styling of that one in particular. But like the late 70s, where they didn't have the little lip spoiler in the back, it just looks like dog shit. But the 80 or 82, I don't know why. It's like it would be my as a Mopar guy, it would be like my secret. You know what I mean? Like
80,
I have a Corvette that nobody knows about.
82 was the 30th anniversary edition.
20th.
Oh, 20th?
Wait, no.
No, it's 30 because 52 or whatever was the first Corvette, right? In the 50s?
82. Yeah, I'm wrong. My math is wrong. But I think, hold on.
Chris can't math.
I can't.
Oh, dude, another. All right, I'm sorry. I'm bombarding you with Corvette stories because they're everywhere. This is how I knew that was an anniversary edition Corvette. Okay. So I'm a tech at a local performance shop, right? And this was after I worked at LS shop. This shop did any old school and diesel. They also did modern diesels. This guy comes in with, whatever it's an anniversary vet from 82. It's like black with like a silver
collector's edition is what they're called.
Bottom. Is that what it was? A collector's
edition? Yeah, it's just a collector's edition. Yeah.
Good looking car, right? It kind of had like those turbine wheels on it, pretty good looking car. So he comes in and he's like, hey, just bought this Corvette. And I think it's the numbers matching engine in it. I think it's pretty tired. And he was right. It was, just old tired 350, nothing fancy. And he's like, all right, so my buddy sold me this 350 and a turbo 350 trans. I want you to swap the powertrain out in it because this is fresh. And then I'll take the numbers matching engine, stash it on the side, and, whatever. I'll rebuild it one day or something. All right, cool. No problem. Right. So I go to town and I yank the powertrain out. And literally the day I'm about to put this other powertrain that he had brought to us to put in, he comes up and he's like, all right, now I'm gonna give you a little education here, Sonny. This here is Corvette Corporate Blue. I'm gonna need you to paint that engine Corvette Corporate Blue. And so I'm like, shake up the can, do a little test spot on a piece of paper, and I'm like, that's Ford Blue. No. To the untrained eye, that is Corvette Corporate Blue.
It's the untrained eye.
Untrained, and he's like, he's just trying to convince me that it is Corporate Blue, Corporate Blue, Corporate Blue, up and down, up and down. I'm like, all right, dude. So I painted the crap out of that engine. Had another guy come into the shop, looked at it, he's like, why, I got a Ford Blue engine in that Corvette. And like everybody coming through the shop, right? I literally went, because we rebuilt diesel injection pumps. We had a full inventory of engine paint. One of those was Ford Blue. I did a test spot right next to the can he gave me. Couldn't even tell. Like it was Ford Blue. So the guy comes, picks up the car. He's tickled to death. He's like, man, it looks great. The engine's beautiful. Everything's detailed and clean. Goes to the first car show and gets laughed out of the car show.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Yeah. But I didn't know what I was talking about. That was cool.
Man, well, when you don't listen, you kind of bring it on yourself.
That's true.
No, buddy. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there's just something about these fucking cars. God, that would be awful if I had a Corvette. That would be so bad.
We should do it just to aggravate people. That'd be fun.
I really want to put a Hemi in one. I think that would be fun.
Where can we get one?
Gee, if
I'm
only
on-
we.
I'm
Are you talking about the
fine.
Corvette or the Hemi? I was like, gee, if only I knew.
Hemis we have a plenty. We got like 8 of them things floating around over here.
I just wonder how big is a Hemi compared to a small block 350?
I can go measure one
Well,
right here on the stand, but I don't have a small block at hand.
Well, let me ask you this, Blake, because people do LS swaps. How much bigger is the Hemi than the LS?
Not that big. I mean, the heads are wide,
Yeah.
but
I mean, if I
It's
had a longer
legit.
cord and my lights on, I'd be like, well, let's eyeball it.
yeah.
I mean, hold on, let me get a light on.
I don't know if
big,
there's enough
It's the
room.
big cylinder heads, really. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not that massive of an engine. Like when you take the cylinder heads off and put it next to like an LS or a small block 350, it's almost the same, man. It's not that big. See, look at those heads. Look how wide those heads are. It's good stuff.
I'd get it closer, but I swapped to my shorter cord and I don't know where my long cord went.
You're good. I don't know. Oh, it would for sure fit in there though, Chris. It would fit in the body. For sure it would.
I'm gonna have to find one of these things. I'm sure I could get one for dirt cheap because they're such piles.
I mean, I think it'd fit.
If you don't do it Miami Vice style, you're not doing it right.
I mean, hold
Like
on.
full out Don Johnson.
I think this is a good looking car. I know that a lot of people don't, but let me see here. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, the Superbird, of course.
Huh?
It's not a bad looking car.
No, it's not bad. I think you're right though. So these later C3s with the urethane bumpers, there was a point in time where they went really south.
It was
That's way too.
the late 70s that really looked stupid. I think the 80s were
Maybe.
cool because they had
They
the
smoothed them
lower
out.
they had the lower valance,
Yeah.
like the bumper hung a little bit lower, and then the back of them has the little lip spoiler that just it finishes the car off very nicely. And
Gotcha.
I don't know, I've seen some that I just don't like.
Good.
They look great in dark colors, lighter colors. They don't do anything for me, but in black or a dark blue, or I just think they're nice looking cars. But the biggest drawback in them, aside from not being a Mopar, is that they have that crossfire pile of shit engine. But I don't know. I think one of those, pop the hood with a Hemi in it, I think that would piss a lot of people off.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Oh
that
my
would be
God.
cool. I
I just realized with that light on, you can really see all my shit back there. Give it 10 years and you'll all talk about Hellcat owners the same way. I already do, Fro. Those rats.
This guy's got a point. Give it 10 years and you'll talk about Hellcat owners the same way as Corvette owners.
I already do. Like,
Oh man,
Mopar guys make it really hard to like Mopar guys.
we do.
Tall John, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the problem being a car guy, but having, like, for me, I'm like so invested in Mopars now that I would feel dirty having something else, but I kind of like the idea of feeling dirty.
Oh, I'm a hooker. I'll own anything as long as it's cool.
All right, y'all got me. Now I'm gonna look on Marketplace, see if I can find something. You done did it now.
Well, I mean, is it cool if I talk about what I would own?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. We look
Absolutely, Matt. It's
total
about time.
No,
assholes of us.
It's okay, guys. It's your show.
Sorry, man. Go ahead. Go. Do you think?
Actually, I don't know what I'd own. I just wanted to be dramatic for like 5 seconds.
You don't know what muscle car you'd own?
Man, because I own it. I own my dream muscle car. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of people wouldn't even consider it a muscle car because it was supposed to be the compact gas sipper. You know, like if I really had to pick something, it would probably be It'd probably be a Bullet. I'm gonna be honest. It'd probably be a Bullet or an Eleanor.
Fastback Mustang.
Huh?
They're nice.
I
But
mean,
now you can actually call it an Eleanor.
Yeah, now they lost that copyright lawsuit,
It's funny because I'm a brand whore, but I'm not. You know,
bro. But I mean, the thing is, like, did you hear about what they're doing with the Eleanor? The people that the family of the guy that designed the first Eleanor,
no.
they copyrighted the name Eleanor. So if anyone named their car Eleanor, they would just show up and take their car.
Yeah. The YouTuber. Do you know? I don't know it really well, but there was this YouTuber that was building one, and they just straight up came take it. And is that correct, Matt?
Yeah, they just straight up took it. They're like, "Sorry, it's copyrighted. You're breaking copyright law," and took it.
Wow.
And like they had a multi-million-dollar collection of cars because they were just seizing completed cars in progress. Like they were just seizing them. And a lot of people finally rallied up and were like, no, they're stealing these cars. Like you can't trademark a name. So they finally, like, especially
shit.
What?
What?
I just found a God.
What did you find?
Our podcast. I found a 90 Corvette Greenwood edition with 46,000 miles to one owner in California. The 6-speed manual for $5,000. That would be.
What the hell is a Greenwood edition?
It's like it's got a like a body kit basically. It's like a factory. It's actually not a bad. I mean, for a fucking boxy ass Corvette, it's not that bad. It is. I hate using this term, but it definitely looks like a garage find. This thing's covered in dust. Let me see. Let me pull it up. I can't believe I'm talking about Corvettes on my fucking show. What the fuck?
Well, we are talking about Hemi swapping it, so
I've been thinking about it. I said I don't have time, but I really think it's important to have a show that's just about cars in general. Just because.
So, in the comments while you pull that up, who here thinks it's a good idea to build a Hemi swapped, say a Corvette, and sneak it into LS Fest?
Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so ugly. Right. It's beautiful.
Right. That's okay. Thank God I'm not the one that thought it was hideous.
It is
the wing, man. Like
fucking hideous.
I don't know whether like to go take it on a shopping trip or what. Like it's
bro. This honestly looks like the car like the high school bully in any early '90s movie would have drove.
100%.
Yes.
I can't believe this shit box only has 46,000 miles. Wow. Talk about not having pride in your Corvette. Good Lord.
Boy, howdy.
Needs to be trailered. Wow. I can't believe it is only. Yeah, that's.
Look at those wheels.
Oh, man. That is so. It's so bad. It's awesome.
This cleaned up would be pretty cool at Radwood. I love the Radwood shit. I think it's cool. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't.
What, circling back, what cracks me up is Fro saying that we talk about Hellcat owners, say we were talking about Corvette owners. Fro himself has a personal vendetta against Corvette owners.
Really?
He hates them with a passion.
The comments, Chris, that they think we should try to sneak in the LS Fest.
What if could you imagine if all three of us had GM cars that were fucking Hemi swapped and we just rolled in like a squad?
Look, I'm already having to give up a Mopar car just so I can get my Ford truck. I don't have anything else to give up for a GM car.
No, I think I'm set on a Batmobile Corvette if I ever got one. It would have to be the Batmobile because that's my childhood. Aside from Mopars, the Batmobile Corvette.
Why are these things so expensive now? Like you used to be able to get like a fully restored Corvette like that for $8,000.
Inflation, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the problem is when they get popular. When people find out, that they make cheap fucking cars that we can have fun with, then people start buying them up. Damn, that's a pile of shit.
Like think about OBS Chevy trucks right now.
You used to
Yeah.
be able to get those for nothing.
You used to get them for $1,000 all day. Now you're looking at 20, 30.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's insane. Damn, there's a lot. Of course, there's a lot of these shitbox Corvettes in California for dirt cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
Does not surprise me.
No. I got this. This one you got to look at. Let me see if I can
Share it in our chat. I don't know if you can. Can a guest share it?
present.
Oh, yeah, do it then.
I was going to say, Blake should be able to present.
All right. Let's see which. All right, this one.
That'd be funny.
What is this? Like, what is this?
Oh my god, he's got the stick-on side vents, the fender vents.
Yeah.
The port vents. Like, what is this, dude?
Man. Okay, at the risk of sounding somewhat racist, I wasn't expecting it to be a white guy that owned it.
That's so wrong.
Oh my god.
I mean, like, it's got the little shutters, or I don't know if you call it little blinds, mini blinds on the taillights. Is that what that is?
Those are the hater blockers.
Yeah, those are the hater blockers, man.
Oh my god.
I'd have to wear sunglasses inside.
Oh,
it's red on red on red.
I mean, what is that? Like a little tuner?
It is
What's that,
three different shades of red.
Little TV he's got up there on the dash.
Good God.
That's probably like a Game Boy or something stepped in dash. I don't know.
Bro, I miss old school Game Boys. Like all this.
That is really
You guys
bad.
realize though that this guy built this car and he thought it was the fucking coolest car.
Oh my
man,
God, that's so bad.
How?
All right, now I'm
would
gonna
that
wish you
feel?
find something worse.
How would that feel though if you feel like you have the baddest shit on the block and you go to your first car show and people just start shitting on you? Oh man. Oh God. That is the worst. That is probably the worst thing I can think of, and now I want to feel that experience.
Do it.
If I can find one for $2,000,
I just found one.
that's a little. I don't know if I can do that one. God,
Your voice is not deep enough for that one, is it?
no. How many Daytonas and Lasers have been Hemi swapped? I know of at least 3 or 4
You do?
that I've seen
I know of
online. Yeah,
one. It was done really well.
there's a black one. There's a red one. There might be 2 red ones. There's definitely a few of them out there. Holy shit.
Jesus, man. I have not looked at vehicles in a long time. These prices are insane.
Yeah, I got Chief for a steal.
This is nuts, you guys.
Wow, everybody has marked up their shitbox Corvettes.
Right?
That's
I'm
funny.
looking at a 20-year-old Corvette for $24,000.
That's crazy.
That's dumb.
I've been looking because I've been just hunting around, seeing what kind of Mopars are out there in the market right now, and it's crazy. It's fucking insane. I'm glad I have what I have.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's a freestanding stripper pole for sale in my area.
Oh, wait.
Good for them. $500. Of course, it's in Missouri. Fucking meth smokers.
This might be LS.
Yes.
This might be sneaking the LSS material here.
Win, have you seen the Rampage I've shared? The mid-engine 392 Rampage from with a wide body kit on it?
That's Arrington Performance. They have, it's
Yeah,
That dude's bad.
what's it called? The Outrage or something like that?
The Outrage, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is a bad dude.
The thing's wild. Ooh, another car. I don't think you could ever fit it in there, but I would love to Hellcat swap a Fiero.
Bro,
Yeah.
I mean, they Hellcat swapped a Miata. Surely you can make it fit in a Fiero.
They LS swapped
Hellcat guys with the splitter guards.
Yeah.
Oh, pull up, bro.
In the chat, aside from Mopars, what do you prefer, GMs or Fords? I'm curious. Every brand has a group. Cliche: Corvette owners, Hellcat guys with splitter guards, Mustang owners can't leave car shows that someone with Universal. These Mopar guys are like, oh, Mustangs, you think you hurt people? Watch this.
Bro, I hate takeovers where they block up intersections and stuff like that. I hate it. But I will watch people getting fucked up at a takeover all day. Like, I don't give a shit about you. Like, they'll be standing there like hyping up their buddy, and their buddy like whips his shit right into him. You're just like, oh my god, how are you walking?
There's got to be
yeah.
somewhere.
And I'll say this too: if you look at the auto auctions, the salvage yards, the rate of performance cars getting smashed is unreal because of these takeovers. Like, I mean, we look at inventory prices for like the Hellcats, the 5.0 Mustangs, even like the Scats, the 6.4 Hemis, anything LT, LS based stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy how much is out there. Just the price of Hellcat engines alone, I've been following really closely. So it used to be around $20,000 to get a pull-out Hellcat powertrain. Now I've seen them as low as $9,000. They're probably stolen, but I've seen them as low as $9,000. Typical right now, the average is $13,000 for a complete Hellcat powertrain.
Good Lord.
But I mean, where can you go build a 707 horsepower engine for $13,000? I mean, I know people with 408 strokers that they have 15 grand into it, maybe to make 400.
I do enjoy a good old 408 stroker though.
It's got a good, cool sound to it, but I mean, if I'm spending that money, I'm going all in, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't pass up something modern for it, but you just can't help but appreciate something like that, an old school 408.
Speaking of Starsky and Hutch, I just found one on Marketplace. This is crazy. What you got, man? What you got?
I'm looking, and California seems to be the Corvette fucking treasure trove. My God, a lot of overpriced shit. Lots without engines, interiors gone. I guess my Corvette dreams are over before they started.
Good.
I wonder if Johnny's enough of a friend if I said, hey, dude, I found a Corvette. I need to have it stored at your place until I can get down there. I wonder if he would do that.
I mean,
he'd be like, nope, no thanks.
Of course.
GM doesn't cross this property line.
Found a 73 CUDA for $12,000.
Really?
Actually, for what it looks, pretty solid. Looks like it used to be an A01 light package car.
Well, that sound was "Don't tempt me."
It's got all new sheet metal on the back. I mean, it's a project car, but new trunk floor, new quarters, new tail pan, new deck lid. Not bad.
I have not seen any 68 to 70 Chargers for reasonable prices lately.
No.
Seems like any of them that are under 20 grand, they get scooped up really quick.
Oh, with the quickness. I mean, they don't last but a couple hours, if that.
Yeah. Which I find hilarious because everybody says, how overpriced shit is, but yet it sells. So it's like, man.
Well, of course they're going to say that. I mean, I love when Mike Coffey posts anything for sale and people go to argue with him.
And they're gone in like a day.
He had that Challenger for a while.
Did he finally sell it?
I don't think he finally sold it either. But, I mean, I'm not going to talk shit about it because I would love to have it. I mean, 9 times out of 10, anything that guy posts sells in like a day or two for the amount he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I do love me a nice e-body. Now that I have this Roadrunner, though, like my want for an e-body, I think it hasn't subsided. Like I still wouldn't mind having one, but it's less now. Just because I'm like,
Well,
all right,
so
I got something
close.
close. Yeah, I got something close. It's not as gorgeous as an e-body because I think those cars are amazing.
You
But
are dangerously close to being blasphemous in my house.
I do wish my car had the air grabber, though. That's one thing I wish I had.
I wish your car was at my house, so it'd be appreciated for what it is.
That's good stuff.
I would tuck that car in every night.
Would you
If
read
some-
the Pound Stories?
I would. I'd be like, and then the Black Ghost.
Matt, if I offered to trade you my Roadrunner for your Swifty and your Duster, would you do it?
Oh, fuck you. No. I love you.
That's what I thought.
But
Shut
I mean,
your mouth.
man, you shit yourself. I'd be like, hell yeah.
I was
No,
wondering where that was going to go.
No, I couldn't, man. The Duster, I mean, that was 16 years of chasing.
Yeah. I was just testing to see whether or not that was your dream car or not.
Destiny your loyalty, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing, I had somebody, like the traveling salesman that roamed through the neighborhoods. We have a no solicitor sign up, but they caught my mom trying to come in our house. And clarification here, my mom retired and moved in with us. So anyway,
Mom, more meatloaf.
more meatloaf. She tried to poison it once, but now I can totally tell. Anyway, they caught her when she was trying to get in the house, and my Duster's sitting outside right now under a cover. He's like, "Is that still that orange car?" And my mom's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, he's been working on that a long time. Does he want to sell it?" My mom's like, "No." And I was like, "I swear to God, I see anyone look at that Duster sideways or like get anywhere near it, I will like. If anybody gets close to it, I'm instantly like Zach Galifianakis from The First Thing Over. Don't even look at it. Nope.
No.
Don't touch it.
Don't
Don't
touch
even look at it.
Nope. Yeah, keep on walking, old man.
That's right.
That's hilarious.
Like I am insanely protective of that Duster. But I mean, now if you want to trade, I would.
Too late. You lost your chance.
Now I would say I would probably give up Chief in a trade for the Swifty, but I wouldn't give up the Duster, or for the Roadrunner, but I wouldn't give up the Duster.
Nice. All right. I was wondering, like I said, just testing you.
No,
How much
I
you
would,
really love that car.
if anyone, nobody should ever doubt my love for that car.
You're a better man than myself, because I can tell you right now, if you have a dream vehicle and you give it up, you will always go, damn it, I shouldn't have fucking got rid of it. The
So
problem
for-
was the deal for me was it was so sweet to have the Roadrunner, because it was a muscle car, you know what I mean?
Well, I hate to say this on the day of you're still feeling the emotional blow,
You motherfucker.
but what did I say
What?
when you were talking about trading it or selling it? What'd I say?
You said I'm going to regret it?
Yep, I sure did multiple times.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Like, I love the.
I don't blame you. I mean, of course you're gonna have mixed feelings, my man.
I really wish I could have just bought the Roadrunner cash, but
That'd been dope.
I wasn't in that position. And I don't know. In the back of my mind, I'm still like, every time I think, God, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. I'm like, I can build another tin grill, just as cool. Maybe not just as cool.
And that's also what I've been saying today. Is like, Sure. I mean, you ran your course with that truck, and you're going to be able to get into something and build an actual talking Mopar.
Corvette? Yeah, sure.
Man, we all know you're going to end up in a tin grill.
Oh, it'll happen.
I mean,
matter of time. I gotta wait for the right one to come along.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you guys. You got all the cool stuff up there.
What are you talking about?
All the cool cars are up northern. Down here, it's like, and you can't find anything.
Yeah, we do have some cool shit up here. Bro, I don't lie. Like, I mean, Fro and I almost bought a 4-door Monaco with a BigBlock in it, and a
Really?
carbon fiber wrap on the hood. We kept passing it when we had to go to Missouri for some meetings. We kept driving past it. It's fine. One day we stopped and looked at it. We just about purchased it. It'd have been great. Good old Dodge Monaco.
I don't know. I also really like as much as I want another tin grill, I really like these second gen 2-wheel drive short bed Dodge trucks, these Rams.
As someone who owned
that's the next, man. I'm telling you right now.
The Indy and the SST, dude.
As someone who owned a couple of second gens,
Really?
they don't do it for me, man. Like, they're just like I will always get down more with an old school truck than the second gens.
I get what you're saying.
I think they're going to come on strong. Just being completely honest, I think they're going to hit like the old body style Chevys. Like the second gen Rams are the next. And from what I understand, Holly is working on Hemi swap mounts for them.
They already have them, I think.
Hmm.
Do they not?
Mm-mm.
I could have swore they did.
No, Boosted Motorsports was doing a video on an Indy that he has. That he was doing some prototyping for Holly for that swap.
Yeah.
Okay. My mistake.
Yeah. I wanted to invest in that and try to come up with some mounts and work with some individuals on it, but too many irons in the fire at one point, I guess.
Well, there's always room for improvement. Every time somebody comes out with a swap kit or something, somebody always comes out with something a little bit different, a little bit more refined. The thing with Holly is they just have the resources, you know?
They really do.
That's true. I mean, they just gotta. I mean, in all honesty, they just gotta post on their website. Hey, we're looking for this. Bring your vehicle by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll say this: like a lot of people approach me and like, "Oh man, don't you just hate Holly?" That I'm like, no, like, dude, they're doing their things. Power to them. I'm doing mine. That's cool. Like, I think when we go to Mo Party, I think it's a blast. Like, I think competition makes things all the better.
Yep.
I really do.
That Mo Party is just a good time. Like, we get together, we have fun. Oh shit! I need to start. Hold on, let me.
A-body Barracudas are awesome.
They sure are.
Yeah, they are.
What's the other rental place like that? Trimmer?
The what? Oh, I think it's
like it's like Airbnb, but
Trudor or Turo.
Turo's for cars.
Is it Turo?
Speaking of which, I better look up if there are any Hellcat Durangos available.
Oh, a Hellcat Durango, you beast, you. That's what you're thinking about for Vegas?
Maybe. I don't know. I do like the idea of just unhooking the trailer and just driving the Ram around. That'd be fine.
Ram's cool. I dig it.
Just to get around. Oh. Damn, we could rent a Rolls-Royce Ghost for only $400 a day. Oh, shit. I can get a Lamborghini for $400 a day. I would not do that. That's a waste of money.
Especially since I wouldn't fit. Okay.
People are watching us literally scroll around looking for stuff right now.
Oh, we're having some banter. I'm looking for an Verbo or whatever. is the other one.
I actually own a
Oh,
98
yeah.
SST. I like those ones. How did you like the SST? Nice truck or what? There's an indie truck for $5,000 or best offer in Oregon that I saw.
What?
It's got some hideous 20s on it. It's got the faded clear coat or whatever, the peeling clear coat problem. But I'm like, fuck, if I could get that thing for $3,000, that would be fun to play with.
What's the difference between an SST and an Indy truck?
Nothing really, aside from the paint scheme, and one's Indy and one's just a sport truck.
Same wheels and everything, right?
Yeah, I think what happened was the Indy was only available for 1 year because it was the pace truck, and I think it was so successal that Dodge was like, "Well, hey, we got a sport truck. Let's run with it for a couple of years."
Right.
It's been a long day. Why am I'm brain farting where Mopar is?
Bowling Green, dude.
Bowling Green. There, I knew it had green.
I knew it had a green. Oh, that's funny.
It's been a long day.
It has
September.
We still need to come up with our plan, dude. What are we doing?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
He's looking at Mopar dates. So
I'm not taking Maddox's Challenger again. We'll rent something before we do that if Chief isn't ready.
Matt, while you look that up, for those who are still listening and playing along with us today, we're all going to be together at Matt's Muscle Cars at the Strip, having a good time talking about all the good things related to Mopars and Hemis and
we will not be talking about Corvettes. Don't worry.
No, we won't. We'll spare you that talk. And then we're all going to converge on Mopar Day as well. All right.
Yes.
So if you don't catch us in Vegas, you can catch us in Bowling Green.
Hell yeah. I don't know if
Blake,
it's as cheap.
I'm sorry, Blake. Are you rooming with us at Mo Party?
Sure.
Okay.
We're Airbnb-ing it again.
That really was the best thing we did.
Bro, it was such a good time. Like, shared some meals, had a lot of laughs. You guys tried to prank me, and I said, "Hell's no."
We sure did.
We sure did.
Creeper doll.
Dude, it was just so weird that it was like hidden away in the kitchen.
Ooh, what do we have here?
And I love how much trust you had in us. You immediately locked your bedroom door.
Look, I'll trust a lot of things, but a bunch of grown men, unsupervised, with a creepy ass doll, nope.
Not one of them.
Not one of them.
That's funny.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not off there. Dude, this shit's higher than on Airbnb. It's supposed to be cheaper.
On VRBO?
Yeah. Either that or they just figured out that's when to raise their prices.
What I was going to say is for those of you that are like, oh, I can't make it out to Vegas, I highly encourage you to look at flights right now, because one of my coworkers, she's going to Hawaii with her whole family, like 2 kids, for $500 round trip. I was like, huh?
Wait, what? On what airline?
Probably a shitty one, but that's beside the point.
I'm flying on a shitty one. It ain't that good.
Yeah, I was like, Hawaii, are you sure? It sounded too good to be true, but she says it's legit.
Like, stuff you in an overhead compartment?
I know, right? I was like, wait, round trip? She goes, yep, round trip. I was like, that's too good to be true.
It's gotta be.
Let's see what it is right now. Let's say I'm in,
and it's September 16th through the 18th, right?
Yeah. I'm going to Las Vegas.
That sounds right.
So let's see.
Oh, nope, I'm off. It's the 14th. Like, we'll be there the 14th through the...
Say you check in on...
Last year it was like the 16th or something. Then. I think they always hold it the week after LS Fest.
They do. They have them bam, bam, bam.
Now there's so many daggone LS Fests. There's like Vegas, there's Texas, there's the OG in Kentucky, and maybe one in Florida now. I don't know.
There's definitely a lot of fests. That's for damn sure.
All right, here's a house. Blake, is the missus joining you in Bowling Green, or is it just you?
That one probably just me, I would think, maybe.
Okay, because this one is 2-bedroom, two bath, 95 a night.
It's cheap.
I like that. That is definitely a good buy. All right. So let's just say you live in Tampa, Florida, and you want to go to Las Vegas for Muscle Cars of the Strip, and you're going to show up a day early on the 16th, and you're going to leave on Monday, so you can still attend the Dodge event. The cheapest ticket I can find is $267 round trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad to get to Vegas.
I better do this through my phone. So
Not bad at all.
What? A lot of times they have the I don't know if they do at this point in time, but the Southwest Want to Get Away. Every now and then I used to see Vegas Want to Get Aways for Southwest, for $99 one way.
Wow.
So 200 round trip. So I would definitely check your areas and see if you can get one of those want to get away tickets to get out there, because once you get out there, it's not that bad. We're staying at a hotel right near the airport. It's a brand new hotel. There's a few right there, right by the airport. And it's like $140, $150 a night. Not too bad for a brand new hotel.
I definitely want to go to Carlisle. The Syracuse Nationals, I've never heard of that.
I usually go to Carlisle every year. So the last couple of years, we helped put on the Hemi Swap seminar. I really enjoy Carlisle. Good people. There's some things I wish would be improved a little bit on, but I mean, nothing that's a deal breaker. It's always a good show. Last year they had a record-breaking attendance, something like 3,000 people, 3,000 cars registered or something crazy. Yeah, it was huge. I think it was 3,000 cars.
$530 round trip from Seattle to Honolulu. That's a screaming deal.
That is pretty good. Okay, guys. I know we're talking about getting to mats and flights and stuff, but I have to digress for just a minute because I found something that was super cool.
Okay.
I got to share this. And I want you guys to pick out of these pictures what I think is the coolest thing.
The coolest thing. Okay.
About this vehicle. You guys see it?
Okay. Is it the club cab?
Oh, no, that's cool. But let's just go through all the pictures. And there's something that's going to jump out at you and be like, man, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, I see it.
What am I missing?
It's the underbed storage container door.
And it's just on that side, and watch, they open it up. It's a pretty clean little truck, man.
Holy shit, that thing is clean.
Look at it. It says one owner since 1976. But look, it's got the fold-out club cab seats.
Hell yeah. Look at that carpet. The carpet is clean.
No. It gets better. Watch this. There's a storage unit. And ready? Bam.
Track.
Shit.
Wow. That is dope.
With the matching burl wood.
Look at that, dude.
Wow.
That's a nice little ride there, dude. $5,500?
Not bad.
Anyway, sorry, I had to share that.
I need another tin grill in my life. I really do.
All right, we found one that has a 3-bedroom, so 3 beds. 102 a night.
Okay.
That's good. So everybody's still listening. What's the point of us talking about all that? Is it's still affordable to get out there and get to these shows. Get to the shows, you know?
Just enjoy them. You don't have to bring a car.
Oh my
Get out there.
I like the pressure. I like the non-pressure of not having to bring a car and just enjoying it.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not my car is done, I'm gonna have a blast. It's gonna be there, and I'm just looking forward to this. I'm at the point where I can't wait for the event. I can't wait to be there, but there's part of me that just wants it to be over so I can get ready for the next one. I'm selfish like that.
No, you're fine.
They're just so. I just look forward to the events so much because they're so fun. Yeah. I don't have a good time when I go to an event without my friends. That's a bummer. I have to have at least a buddy with me when I go to these things.
Oh, this is going to be different.
Because it's so easy to just get lost in the grind and trying to get all the stuff we're there to get. And then you're just like, you're so burnt out and done. So, I mean, when we did Moparty, you and I, Chris,
mm-hmm.
I mean, we had a hell of a time.
We sure did. Oh my God, I almost had a panic attack. I saw a really cheap boogie van, but it was a Chevy. And at first glance, I was like, it's the same color as my old Dodge.
I just saw a brown shorty boogie van here too.
Coffee sent me one in California for $6,000 that runs and drives, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that.
Have you heard any more of yours since you sold it?
No, I haven't. I've been waiting for him to reach out to me to buy the rest of the parts I have, because I don't know. That's another thing. I'm like, man, if Facebook, I mean, I can use the money, so I'm not complaining that I sold the van. But after looking, I had this plan. I knew I was selling my van for $5,000, and I was keeping a lot of the parts, and some of the stuff I have. Like, it's hard to find, and I don't want to sell it because I don't want to have to hunt it all back down. And there was a 78 that was damn near the same color in Oregon with a running and driving 360 that had less rust. And the guy, he wanted, I think it was 5,800, and then he dropped the price to like 4 or something, and then 3,800. And I talked to him right before I sold my van, and I was like, hey, would you take $3,000? And he said, yeah. So I was like, all right, perfect. I'm going to sell mine for $5,000. I'm going to go buy that one for $3,000, and I'm going to pocket $2,000, and I still have all my parts, and I can build another van and pocket $2,000. And I get the $5,000 in my hand. I help the guy get the car over, or the van over to his house, get it in the garage. I jump in the truck. See you later, dude. First thing I do is I get on my phone. The guy sold it. I was like, son of a bitch. I was so mad. I had a plan. It was perfect. I was going to surprise everybody. I was going to be like, hey, I got another van. That quick. I sold one just to go buy one. And he sold it.
Jeez.
Joe, you couldn't be more right. Putting together someone else's project is like doing a jigsaw puzzle that's missing pieces. And that's exactly what I've experienced with my car. I was putting too much faith in the extra parts that I had, and a lot of them are either not for the car or they are wrong. So I'm starting to get nickel and dimed, but the money from Facebook's really going to help me get the rest of what I need. And then from that point, it's just spending as much free time as I can on the car. Today, I worked on it a little bit, getting it ready to pull the dash tomorrow, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, I'm just not in the mood, just because the whole truck thing really pissed me off. It actually made me, funny enough, it made me love that car more when I realized that the truck wasn't coming home. I was like, I like this car. And I was looking at it, and I was like, I had a moment. I was like, yeah, this car is going to be fun. I really do like it.
I think you got a good. That's a sweet car, dude. It really is.
It's going to be fun. It's perfect for what I got going on because for me, it's just weird because I don't like having nice shit because I'm worried about fucking it up. You know what I mean? With a shit box, it's like, oh, whoops, I scratched something. Like when I was pulling the steering, because you got to drop the steering column to get the dash out easily.
Yeah.
And that little plastic piece that runs along the bottom of the steering column that kind of tucks the wires and hides them.
Yep.
I pulled it out and it fucking broke and shattered on me. I was like, what the fuck? I had it unscrewed and everything. And when I pulled it out, it just blew apart. I was like, shit. And it was painted tawny gold. And I was a little pissed off because I was like, damn, that was the one thing that I broke on the car so far. And I was just pissed. I was like, shit. I really wanted to keep it as original as possible, but I guess it doesn't really work with parts that old, I guess. It was super brittle plastic, and a lot of the wires that I'm looking at and touching underneath the dash, I'm like, this is some brittle shit. I'm glad I'm redoing the wiring on it so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I don't think if I buy another project car, it's going to be something that hasn't been blown apart already. I would like to try to do that. And to be honest, like aside from a truck and a van, I really don't need another muscle car. I mean, if I found one for a great price, eventually I'd like to build a wing car clone, but that's several years down the road probably. So I think I'm just going to have fun with this Roadrunner, try to get another van or a truck. The thing with the van, I really wanted to build a mobile podcast studio, but now I'm like, do I really need to? If I go to these events, am I really going to be sitting in a van podcasting? Probably not.
No.
You could be with the people, man. You could be with the people.
Yeah. I love the idea of having a van. And if I found the right one, I would love to play with one, but it's not on my list of priorities. The Roadrunner is, but and a tin grill, I would love to get another one someday. I'm basically putting myself in a situation where it's like, what would I rather have more? Another van or a tin grill? As cool as the vans are, I think if I had to choose, I'd probably get another truck. I think. Unless the right van came along.
I think you would get more use out of the truck.
For sure.
You know?
I think once I get a place with a shop and I have more room, it'll be easier for me to go, okay, I can have one of everything I want. You know what I mean? But when I'm working with tight space, I have to make a decision of what would I park outside. And sure as fuck isn't going to be the Roadrunner. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
A ratty tin grill, maybe. But I didn't even like having the... when I had the van, there was a period of time where it was in the garage and Mr. Norm was outside the truck. And I didn't like that at all. But I couldn't fit them both in the garage. And it was starting to piss me off because I had to pick and choose. And the reason why the van was in the garage was because it wasn't running and I was working on it. Now I just have the Roadrunner and it's just has its nice little home sideways in the garage. And I like it like that. So if I get another vehicle, it's going to have to be something that can be outside. Which is exactly where I'd put a shitbox Corvette if I had one. I don't know. I'm really excited about getting this Roadrunner done. I want to drive it. I really want to drive it. And my daughter keeps giving me shit. She goes in the garage. She's like, Daddy, when are we going to drive it? I'm like, you know, it's bad when your 3-year-old's giving you shit about your car project's not running and driving. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, you can barely talk. What are you talking shit for?
What are you doing?
Jesus.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah. Now I'm patient. Now that I have, I'm obviously not rich, but $7,000's a lot of money for me. And I don't want to, we were talking earlier offline about, the transmission situation I'm in right now. I don't know if I can get and Blake kind of made me come to my senses. I don't think I'm going to get a transmission sent out to Jamie Passon in time to get back and in the car and have enough time to work out any potential bugs, which I don't think there will be with the transmission. So I have to come up with a plan B, which I think I have. The only other issue that I can think of right now is that a lot of the parts that I have are not correct for my car. So as far as the transmission goes, so I'm going to have to figure out everything I need. And I think it's probably going to be I'll probably be in at $2,000 with all the parts. So I'm going to have to start figuring out what I need to do with the spare parts I have. The only option I see is selling them. But I got to reach out tomorrow. I got to reach out to Jamie and figure out what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just where you're at. Tomorrow's going to be your decision point,
Yeah, I got to start. And the thing about the kid with the truck, too, it's funny because he's like, well, let me think about it. And I'm like, look, dude, just tell me no now. Because if you come to me in 2 weeks and say, hey, I'll take $4,000 for it, that money's going to be gone because I'm going to be putting it into this car to get it ready. You know what I mean? I'll give you a call, Blake. I want you to have it. Like, if anybody I know, like, I want you to have it. I would love to see you Hemi swap that thing. I would love for you to have it. Screw it.
It's sweet. It's sweet. Like I said, I like 10 grills, man.
There's still enough left to do on it where it's still a running and driving project to get it where it really needs to be. Cool truck. I would love that because then it's still in my circle and I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah. I'm at that point. I'm at that point with my car where it's like, I love it. I love it's rough and like I don't have to care about it too much. It's not amazing, but like there's certain things that I know I want to do to it that it's going to take it down for a little while. And I want to have something that I can enjoy and play with while that happens.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know the rear pinion seal leaks. So I was like, all right, well, I'll drop the rear axle and I don't know what it's like inside. I never really cracked it open. Like, would it be good to just do a little rebuild? I mean, it runs and drives fine, but it does have a slight leak. So if I have to pull the pinion anyway, maybe I freshen it up, right? Well, I mean, you know how those things go. They're never quick. It's
oh yeah.
Next thing you know, it's like 2 months before you get it all back together, and just little stuff like that. I am going to be raising the car back up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because with the Pro Touring suspension, it handles like a dream. But man, I don't want to cut on the car at all. And the rear pinion snubber slams the trans tunnel, like where the pinion snubber hits the body, because it's just so low. And it takes a lot of the comfort out of just cruising the car. I mean, on the autocross, yeah, dude, it's great. But if you look at how often I drive it just on the streets versus actually racing it, it's like, you have the car is built for the 10% and not the 90, you know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
I'm going to raise it back up. Maybe not all the way up, but at least enough to give more comfort. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to pull the 18s off, and I guess I'll sell the 18s and put the year one rallies on it just to give it a little bit more correct look.
That'd be cool.
So, but like that, all that stuff takes time, right? So I wish I had like a little something to goof off with. I don't know. Something.
Well, we can make that happen, dude.
Don't you worry, Blake. I'm always on the hunt.
Always on the hunt, huh?
I'm always sending you shit.
Don't stop. I didn't tell you to stop.
I didn't tell you to stop. All right. Well, fellas, it is after 2 a.m. in our neck for Blake and
I got to get up in like 3 hours.
Yeah. Jesus, man. You guys don't need to do that. But it was fun. I love talking to you guys, even if we stray and talk about weird stuff and off-topic stuff. That's okay. I don't care that much. I just like talking about cars and fun stuff.
We log a good solid hour dedicated to Mopars.
And then we got crazy.
Like
that's fine. That's why
part of it's delirium too.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I was over here pounding Red Bulls just so I'd make it to the end.
When I'm making the intro and stuff for this podcast and I'm finishing it up, I'm going to go, did we really talk about me getting a Corvette? What did I do? And guess what? For those of you listening right now going, what is this? I don't care. Okay. I'm trying to have fun. You only live once. And I already got a Mopar muscle car. So I need a tin grill and I need a shitbox Corvette to put a Hemi in.
Mark my words.
So
we are sneaking into LS Fest with a Hemi. We're going to give it hell. I don't care if we have to put 2 nitrous bottles in this thing and spray the house down. We're going to mop up.
And we need them by tonight.
2 bottles.
Yes, sir.
We're doing it.
On that note, Big Block, where can they find all your stuff?
All BigBlocksGarage, all one word. You hit the Google, we're going to show up.
Nice. Blake, my man.
You can find us on all the places of social media. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, DIY Hemi. The website is DIYHemi.com. And the new website that'll be launching soon is SublimeParts.com.
Nice. To all of you that have been hanging out with us in the chat through all the Corvette talk and all the craziness, appreciate you guys. Hope to see you in Vegas. If not, we'll see you maybe at Mo Party, maybe at Carlisle. Who knows? Who knows where we'll be next?
Max, I mean, come on.
Yeah, definitely Muscle Cars of the Strip, Mo Party. Those are definitely 2 that we're going to. Matt's is definitely next on the list. So hopefully we'll see you in Vegas. Get on Expedia or wherever you get your cheap tickets and fly your ass out to Vegas and join us for a hell of a muscle car festival and a hell of a party. It's going to be a party. I rented an RV. We're going to be staying at the track. Hopefully there's going to be a bonfire, hopefully a little circle. It's going to be like the Burning Man of muscle cars. That's what I want it to be.
That'd be
Yes.
So
Yes.
on that note, no Mopar left behind. Hemi swap the world, 1000% maybe. I don't think we can do the portal thing here.
No, not on this show. Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys later. There you have it, my friends. Another episode of Talking Mopars is in the books. For everything you need to know about the show, you know where to go, talkingmopars.com. And you can reach me by emailing Chris at talkingmopars.com or by leaving me a voicemail on my voicemail box at 209-28-MOPAR, and you just might get to hear yourself on the show. So keep sharing those Mopar stories with me and anything else that is on your Mopar addicted mind. Before we shut this podcast episode down, I want to give a special shout out to Passon Performance. For all of your Mopar 4-speed A833 needs, visit PassonPerformance.com and let Jamie help you get your shift together. Also, special thanks to my friends at DIYHemi.com. For those of you that don't know, Blake has rebranded DIY Hemi, so although the website is still DIYHemi.com, DIY Hemi is now Sublime Technologies. So if you've been considering swapping a modern Gen 3 Hemi into your classic Mopar, then reach out to Sublime Technologies, get a hold of Blake, and tell them that I sent you. Blake has supported me from the beginning of this show, and I also support him in his mission to Hemi swap the world. Also, don't forget how important it is to keep your Mopar protected from the elements. If you need protection, don't wait. Head on over to TalkingMopars.com, click on the Affiliates tab, and go get your Mopar covered today. That's it, my friends. Until we talk again, I am your host, Chris Albrecht, and that was Talking Mopars.
Thank you for listening to Talking Mopars, your direct connection to all things Mopar. Until next time, remember, no Mopar left behind.